Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hey Cousins hosted by Peaches from Peace, Love, and Light. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. If you or someone you know has talked about or contemplated suicide, please call 988 and get help today. This week, we're going to discuss letting go of ego and accepting help from others to support mental health and personal growth. But first, let's review the definition of the word ego. If you're using the Oxford Dictionary, ego is described as a noun, which means it's a person, place, or thing. In fact, the ego is a person's self esteem or self importance. A lot of times, we use words without having a true understanding of what it means. This is often the case with the word ego. On the surface, it's about confidence and your ability to believe in you, and that's great. But what happens in our relationships with others when all we believe in is self? Before I started my yoga journey, I was all about me. I was young and living on my own, so at that time, everything that I did was for survival. By that, I mean the jobs that I picked, the neighborhoods I lived in. My entire focus was on just getting by. And during that time, I had a lot of anger and frustrations, not just about my living conditions. There was also a lot of built up trauma. I can remember talking to my mom back then, and she would always say, "You think everything is about you." And at that time, she was right. I was living a life driven by ego, and I had become the main character and victim of my own story. The reality is, our own personal experiences are just a small fraction of a larger drama. So nothing happens to just one person. It's experienced by everyone involved. A great example would be a two-car collision. Let's say that two people witness the accident. So who actually experiences the accident? Everyone. This is the dharma of life. You can be the observer, the victim, or hero. And once you learn to live beyond ego, you realize that you are in control of how you internalize your experiences. That's what a disciplined yoga practice has helped me to understand a little better each day. Once you get beyond the self centered reality that you create, you realize that if you don't like your reality, you can change it. This can be a difficult concept to come to terms with. The fact that you have to take a proactive role in your recovery. Manifesting personal wellness is your responsibility. The physical portion of my yoga practice has helped me to open up and seek the help from someone else. At first, I took pride in my self practice until I realized I needed the insight of a teacher and the fellowship from other students. Now, as a yoga instructor, I encourage my students to explore what feels best for their body. In this way, I'm helping my students to get past their own egos. Every time they modify or avoid a pose to prevent a strain or injury, they're pushing past "I can do it" to get to "I can do it safely with this adjustment." Overall, even if you have never experienced a physical practice of yoga, you can still benefit from taking a proactive role in your healing process by learning how to manage your mental health. So, the takeaway from today's episode is our egos can hold us back if we're unwilling to take an active role in manifesting our wellness. But if you let go of ego and practice self care, you can develop a better relationship with yourself and others. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hey Cousins, hosted by Peaches from Peace, Love, and Light. This show is sponsored by Sean Lee Jones and the Creative Healing Foundation. Make sure that you subscribe to this podcast to stay up to date with the latest and exclusive content. And if you would like to continue the conversation, leave your thoughts, questions, and concerns in the comment section.